Squeeba, scuba, buddy, bam, the bit, buddy, bing, the babadick, soon, poo. Hey, quim, quam, cocoon, cacapsi. Yeah. Excuse me. I just ate a bunch of beef jerky. I don't know if beef jerky makes you burp, but it certainly did now because I can smell that black cherry barbecue, that Crave beef jerky. Why is beef jerky so expensive, by the way? I guess it's because it came from a fucking animal that gave its life for me to fucking casually eat it flavored style. Maybe that's why it costs so much. It took years for that fucking cow to grow. Probably took other years for that beef jerky to dry or however they make beef jerky. So maybe I should stop complaining. Maybe I should stop eating it altogether. And maybe I should stop being a bitch. Yo, this is Wax's Podcast, episode 98. Almost at episode 100, y'all. I would tell you that I'm excited about reaching that mark, that 3-digit mark, but I got to be honest, man, I should have reached that shit a long time ago. I've been doing this podcast for like three years now, something like that, maybe longer. So you do the math. I should be at like 160 or some shit right now. But that being said, I might have to do something special for the 100th podcast. And when I say that, I mean I might actually prepare. For episode 100 of Wax's Podcast. But, yeah, man. Just here in the studio. Album's coming out. Gonna do a couple music videos in the near future. And after that, man, I think I'm gonna take a road trip, dude. I think I'm gonna take a road trip that's not even based on playing shows. I think I might just take like a little road trip, at this point. I'm talking like the holiday time. I'm talking December, the greatest time, fucking coldest shit time in America to take a little road trip. And I actually just thought about that just now. It's not like I've been planning a road trip. That just came out of my mouth meaninglessly just now. I might as well have vomited because that's pretty much exactly what just happened. I haven't been planning any road trip, but I'm thinking about doing something like that. I want to go to Nashville, man. One of the cities in America that I haven't had enough time in to really check it out is Nashville, Tennessee, the mecca of country music. And I'd just like to check it out, man. I heard it's really good food, good music. There's live music fucking everywhere. Been listening to a good amount of country music recently. And, y'all might be like, why the fuck are you doing that? I say back to you, expand and broaden your horizons. There's a lot of good music in any genre. Any genre of music has good and bad. You just have to sort it out. You have to be the paleontologist. An archaeologist going through a site where he finds the bones of an animal from billions and trillions of years ago, before the Earth was even there. He was just there floating in space, and then the Earth all of a sudden was created, and he was like, bam, stuck in it. When you find the remnants of that prehistoric Spaceosaurus Rex, you're going to find some regular-ass dirt next to it. You're going to have to dig through that regular-ass dirt to find the Spaceosaurus Rex, and that's how music is. It's how rap music is, hip-hop music, rock and roll, classical, whatever the fuck you listen to. There's a Spaceosaurus Rex in there somewhere. There's something that's going to get inside your bones. And my thing has been country recently. So I want to go to Nashville and check it out. Get some inspiration, man. You know what I mean? And just trying to check shit out, man. I don't do all the shit that I want to do. Like, I've been enslaved by my own mind for the past few years. And when I say that, what I mean is that when somebody, say a friend asks me, like, hey, man, we're going camping. You want to go? My first thought is always on the no side because I have this weird mentality where I feel like, no, because I have to work. No, because I have to do shit that moves my career forward or whatever. And I do that all the time. Anybody that's been listening to my music for a while, there's been many references or my podcasts saying that I want to go to Hawaii. I've always wanted to go to Hawaii. Well, you know what? I could have, especially a couple years ago when I had a bunch of fucking money, I could have just gotten a fucking plane and went to Hawaii. It's not rocket science. I could have just gone. And my thing now that I'm getting older, feel a little stable, even though I'm fucking totally not stable financially. I am going to do shit like that. I'm going to do what the fuck I want to do. I'm not going to let my brain tell me that you have to work and you can't have fun and you can't do whatever. Because the fucking fucked up thing about it that I know, I already have this knowledge. You make up the best shit and you write the best stuff and you come up with the best ideas when you're out doing regular human being stuff. I mean, yeah, you come up with some good ideas when you're in the studio, especially just like musical ideas, making beats. But if you want to talk about the human experience as viewed through your own eyeballs, you got to experience things as a human. Some of the most boring songs to me are about bragging about how long you've been in the studio. Talking about, I mean, I get it. Songs about like the grind is I've been in the studio for a week, but like if you really want to relate to somebody, most people aren't in the studio for a week. A lot of people go on dates. A lot of people have traveled. A lot of people have had strange encounters with other people. Not a lot of people have been in the studio for a week straight. Now, that said, a lot of you are probably thinking, you know what else is out there that refutes your argument? You're saying to yourself and to me through telekinetic fucking communication, if that was possible, you're saying, listen, Wax, the problem is not many people have Bugattis. Not many people have a gazillion dollars. Not many people, whatever it is that people talk about in a lot of popular music that's basically glorifying being rich. I would argue that that is different than talking about being in the studio for a week straight, because that is not something that people are interested in because they relate to it. That's something people are interested in because they fantasize about it and they wish that it was happening to them. It's just like, I don't know if that was... This is from some other shit. What I'm about to say is like a bite because somebody else was talking about this. A million people have talked about this, but it's kind of like when people sit around and they talk about what they would do if they win the lottery. None of you motherfuckers are going to win the lottery. But it's fun to talk about. It's fun to fantasize about. It's just like jerking off. Like, you're not really going to have sex with that girl, but it's fun to fantasize about. And that's the difference there. I don't know why I got into that topic. Out here, October, whatever today's date is. What's today's date? October, why does it matter? October 7th. 10/7/2015. October 7th. I don't know why I care what date it is all of a sudden. A couple days past my mom's birthday. Happy birthday, Mom. If you're listening, happy belated birthday. I would have talked to you on your birthday, but you were on a trip. My mom is in Europe right now with her church and my father. And they're on a trip, and I hope that everything's going well with them if they happen to be listening to this. Good luck to you. As you bon voyage, may you bon appetit. So what else is going on? This is what I wanted to talk about today. I don't know how many of you guys exercise. I don't know how many of you work out or do physical activity. But let me start by saying I highly, highly recommend it. I've said it on the podcast before, I think recently, because at the beginning of the summer, I actually was going to this gym that was like a block away from my house. And I'd wake up in the morning and I'd go there. And I'm not some fucking gym guy. Like, I literally don't have the ability to, like, people in the gym when they're working out and like they fucking are struggling to get that fucking weight up and they're and then they fucking, after it happens, they walk around. They got fucking Metallica or Young Jeezy or whatever, some hype 'em up music in their head. Like, I don't have the ability to do that because I would laugh at myself in the middle of doing it. My point is, you don't have to go in there and be some workout guy. But if you can get a half an hour in and break a sweat, I fucking swear to God that it will make your entire day better. Somehow you sweat out the toxins, refill it with water. Somehow you get your, what do they call it? You get your, fuck. There's a can't remember the word. There's something in your body that gets going when you do physical activity that makes you happy. You release release. Somebody out there is like yelling because the word I'm thinking of that's on the tip of my tongue. They know what it is, and it's gonna bother me, but I'm gonna let it go. So earlier in the summer, I was going to this gym that was down like a block away from my house. I'd just wake up in the morning, drink some coffee, and go there, and then would come back and then get my day started. And I swear to God, it makes your day better. And through accidental research, for like the last, excluding the last like 5 days, the month before that, I didn't go to the gym at all. A combination of factors happened. First of all, the gym that I was going to closed. It went out of fucking business. And it's not surprising to me that it went out of business because one of the reasons I like going there was because it was always empty. It was real. There was like never anybody in there. You just go in there with your headphones on. You ain't got to talk to nobody. Like, I don't even know the etiquette for like a full gym. Like if I want to use something or if it's, I don't even know. So I liked it because it was just really close and it was never busy. But alas, the owners, I'm sure, didn't like that. So the gym closed down. And at the same time as that, I guess I just kind of became lazy. I got a little depressed. I was fucking drinking a lot, you know what I mean? And I didn't go for like a month, and I didn't feel as happy as I did the previous month. Now, this could be a variety of factors, but I think as I've gotten older, I've come to a conclusion that we don't give enough credit to the physical body. Like if you're feeling like there might be other factors that made me depressed, but that fucking exercise you do in the morning will take away 70% of that shit. I swear to God, I've learned it through experience because the past week I've kind of changed and I've had some other good things happen too that made me fucking happy and shit. But I'm just telling you, do it anyway. So after like not going to the gym for a month, I was like, yo, I need to start this back up. So the next closest gym is a gym called 24-Hour Fitness. You might have heard of it. If gyms were restaurants, 24-Hour Fitness would be like Chili's. LA Fitness, I guess, would be like Applebee's. And the gym I went to before it closed would be like Tim's Deli. You know what I mean? Like there's only one of them. It's not a chain. But I live in North Hollywood, California. It's a relatively high populated place, and it's very full. And it's got a lot of regular people here too, but it's very full, especially in the direct area of where this 24-Hour Fitness is. There's tons of people that are like Hollywood people, like young people that are trying to be stars, trying to be actors, trying to be models or whatever the fuck they're doing. And the combination of those people and just kind of general meatheads, and then, of course, the occasional, like, just regular person, too. But point is, I've been going to this 24-Hour Fitness, and I really don't like going there, man. First of all, it's always fucking packed. It's fucking packed, and if I was going to use something in there, there's always somebody on it, and I don't know the etiquette, like, if somebody's on, like, a little fucking workout machine, like... Or if I'm using and then somebody kind of jumps on it, like I don't even know the etiquette. But that's not really the main thing that bothers me, even though it does fucking bother me. It's just like when I go in there, first of all, the people behind the counter that work at the North Hollywood 24-Hour Fitness, I don't think I've ever seen one of them smile because they're working at the gym while wishing that they were doing whatever Hollywood dream they have. And also maybe they're just fucking mad to be at work. Maybe they don't like their job. Maybe, I don't know what it is, but they are fucking not nice. They're not friendly. So you go in there, you fucking put your little finger scan in there and they give you a towel. And then you just look around and I'm just kind of like, I don't know. It's you just see the type of people that are in there and you're like, fuck, man, like just like meathead dudes and fucking Hollywood people and people that are all fit and you're just like ugh, like fucking. I don't know why I'm so mad. I can't explain why it upsets me, but it does. So it's like, just like it's like people are in there to be seen, even like the fashion in there. And like I just put on my headphones and shut the fuck up, and I'm looking around. You know, I go back to like the little treadmill station, which is like kind of like the furthest back you can be. And this morning I had a little moment where I was looking around, and this really like unnecessary anger and unnecessary bitterness. With that in mind, I was looking around the room, and I was like, man, fuck these people, yo, fuck all these people. And I fucking, on my Spotify headphones, I was playing Sex Pistols. If you don't like, just, you know, old punk rock, like anarchy rock. And I was looking around the room like, fuck these people. And then it fucking occurred to me, like, really? Is that your protest? Is that your protest, to sit there and look at people and think in your head like, fuck these people while you're listening to Sex Pistols? Is that the highest form of protest that you can fucking achieve? You're one of those people. You're trying to do show business. You're at the fucking gym. You're one of them. And that's your biggest thing you can do. Still be there, claiming that you don't want to be there. Running in fucking place on a machine like a goddamn idiot robot. You're running in place on a machine. Go outside. Look at butterflies. There are paths, streets, places you can run and actually go from point A to point B and see some shit. Maybe if you did that, you wouldn't be like one of the fucking people that you have so much angst and anger and bitterness toward. Maybe you'd be a real human being that you're claiming that you are in your mind, but you're fucking not. You're one of them. Just because you're listening to Sex Pistols in your headphones doesn't mean shit. You're one of them. You can't act like you're not. You're like a congressman. You're like a fucking member of the Federal Reserve who like surfs. But I surf though. I'm not taking everybody's money. I'm not fucking with the interest rates to make my mansion bigger. I surf. Can't you see? Fucking audio errors. Sorry about that. But yeah, you know. That's what I was in there. That's exactly what I was doing. I was being like a fucking Federal Reserve board member that has secret meetings that they don't tell anybody about at weird island destinations. But while I'm there, I surf, so you know I'm cool. I'm not one of them. I'm a surfer. I listen to punk rock. I'm not like one of these people in the gym that I'm currently at the dumbest machine in it, walking in fucking place, not going anywhere. That reminds me, I used to always think about the treadmill area, you know. The treadmill area in the gym is just inherently funny to me because of that fact that you're not going anywhere. But it's kind of nice, too, because, like, you might be at the treadmill section at the gym, and you look to your left, and there's, like, a very large woman struggling at 0.2 miles. But she's going for it, man. She's at the gym. She's trying to fucking improve her health. You look to the right, and it's just a fucking chiseled Kenyan. Chiseled. Sprinting in place. Sprinting. You look at his screen. He's already gone 3 miles. You look at the time, it's like 3 minutes. But the beauty of it is that you're all tied. In this stationary marathon that is the treadmill section of the gym, everybody's a winner. Nobody's ahead. I guess if there's 2 rows of them, the people in front are ahead, I suppose. But yeah, that was my thought this morning. That was the moment I had. For me to be bitter, I don't know, man. I'm trying to describe my bitterness. I think I have, and this bitterness might be jealousy disguised as bitterness. But like I've always had like. I've never been a fan of like dudes who like are just like think they're the shit. You know, like just pompous, just arrogant people. And it seems like that's what the gym is full of there. And I could be totally judging a book by its cover, you know. And that's part of it too, me judging that book by its cover. You know, I'm one of them, you know. I mean, I'm good looking. I'm fucking completely ripped, you know. Every time I walk out of the gym, all the girls stop me. All the girls in yoga pants, they stop me and say, "Damn, can you teach me how to do whatever you're doing to get your fucking ass looking so nice?" That was sarcasm, by the way. I'm mad out of shape. Like I said, the past month I've been fucking just drinking beer and eating hamburgers and shit. And when you get older, you'll realize that it doesn't take long to, like, if you had any kind of like physical fitness, it doesn't take long to totally fuck it up, you know? It's like dominoes. It's like not the game dominoes, but like the way kids play dominoes when you knock them down. Takes forever to fucking set up this elaborate domino course. But then once you let go, doesn't take a long time to knock them shits down. That's what working out is like at an older age. That said, I feel like I have a pretty like versatile. Not versatile. Versatile is the wrong word. What is it when you can go back and forth like my body, like if I try to get fat, I could get fat easily. But if I got fat and I tried to lose the weight, I feel like I could lose the weight pretty easily. But hey, what the fuck am I talking about? You know what I mean? What else is going on? Shit. I went down to was that this weekend or last weekend? That was last weekend. I might have talked about that last week. I went to San Diego. What did I do this weekend? This weekend I hung out with my boy AK. And yo. If you're not a visitor to my Facebook page, we made a really dumb video. And it went like mini viral. No pun intended if you've seen the video. But it went like not viral at all, but like it's the most shared Facebook video I've probably had ever. More so than any new material I put out and shit like that. Just go to my Facebook page and look at the latest video that I put up. I think I put it up like Sunday or Saturday or something. Check it out. It's really dumb, but we had a lot of fun doing it. And the story behind it is basically that my boy AK took his niece to Disneyland. And he took a picture, and the picture was really creepy, and he sent it to me. And he was like, "Yo, man, this could be like a weird short film." And we started just texting back and forth about it, and then I ended up sending him like I just hit the voice record button, and I kind of like I just kind of like read this thing, and we took that voice recording and we just made a slideshow to it. So go check that out. It ended up being pretty funny, man. It's really weird, and I'm trying to do more shit like that. Trying to do more shit where it's just like no thought at all about how it will be perceived. I don't know. I don't want to put in as much thought, whether it be music or comedy or whatever it is. Kind of like this podcast. Like I want to make a lot of stuff coming up in the near future with the same mentality that I have when I make this podcast. Like, with the exception of, every once in a while, I won't say something because I know my fucking mom listens to this podcast. Every once in a while, I won't say something because of that. But besides that, I just say what I want to say, do what I want to do, and from now on, that's what I'm going to do. Not saying that I don't normally do that anyway, but I'm going to be even more so like that. Just kind of more punk rock with everything I do. And that said, my album's coming out 10/23, and it's some punk rock type of vibes on there for sure. And I don't mean musically. I mean attitude wise. There's no punk rock songs on there, but there's certainly a punk rock attitude to it, and there's a lot of honesty in it, and it's got some cool shit on there. And especially, man, if we can pull off the epicness of this music video I want to do in a couple weeks, that'll be, I think, good for the album and just good for art, man. Just good for art. Man, I just ate this whole bag of. The reason I think beef jerky is too expensive is because, like, I don't know if you guys have ever had this Crave, Krave, but they have one flavor. It's pork jerky. It's called Black Cherry Barbecue Seasoned. I apologize if you're a vegan and you're vomiting right now, but it's so fucking good, man. And I'm looking at the back now, nutrition facts. It says servings per container, about 3, and there's no fucking way that you're not gonna eat the whole bag in one fucking, sorry, people are texting me, I'm getting that. Whatever it is. So there's no way you're gonna have this, there's no way this is 3 servings. And even eating it in one, you feel like, damn, I could eat a lot more of this. So maybe that's why I had the thought that it was really expensive. It's like $6, $7 for a bag of beef jerky. Like, you could get a full meal for that. It's like in the same snacking category. So it's not the same, but it's in the same category as like a bag of Funyuns or a bag of potato chips. But it's just significantly more expensive, and that's because, I assume, you have to kill a fucking animal to do it. But I don't have too much more. Let's get to some shout-outs and questions. Hold up. All right. Let me sit down in this chair and pull up this email. Already pulled up. Okay, don't worry about that then. Let's do some questions and shout-outs here. Sorry, I need to be more present right now on the podcast. I'm looking at my phone. I'm getting important business texts. All right. Settle down. Become one with the chair. Think about breath through your nose. Blow it out through your mouth. Breathe in cold, cool, fresh air through your nose. Breathe out hot, sticky, unnecessary air through your mouth. Try it with me, kids. Now you're totally relaxed, and I'm totally relaxed. And we're in the mind state where we can really, truly appreciate the shout-outs that we're about to give. I want you to think of every single person in this shout-out list as an individual. I don't want you to think of this as a group of people. I want you to think of this as a group of special individuals who deserve recognition for being who they are. Not because they're part of a group. Try 2 more breaths in and out. Breathe in cool, fresh, inviting air that you need in your body, and blow out the hot bullshit air that you don't need. Sorry, I fell asleep. Okay, let's do this. We got Brian M. Does everybody understand that we are shouting out Brian M. in all his Brian M. gloriness? Gloriness? That's not a fucking word. Gloriness? All right, I'm going to stop this. We got Simon in Montreal, y'all. We got Resign, R-E-Z-I-N-E. You know what's funny is Resin or Resign is a rapper. He's from Escondido, California. I actually met him. Shout out to you, man. It's good meeting you at the Kogi Burrito giveaway thing in Venice. And I got an email from him, and he said, "Don't worry, man. The way you pronounced it was right." And then I was just thinking, like, well, which way did I pronounce it? I don't remember which way I did pronounce it when it was right. So I think it's Resign. I wouldn't think it'd be Resign, but I don't know. Shout out to you, man. All right, we got Petey Machete from Beacon, New York, who sent me a pretty cool video of him rapping, and he edited the video himself. Check that out. I don't remember what it was called, so I'm an asshole. But I think if you look up Petey Machete, it's Machete, I think you'd probably find it. I don't think there's too many Petey Machetes out there, or Petey Machete, however you want to pronounce it. All right, we got Joe Merck and Jay Merck, 2 brothers from Portland. One of them lives in San Diego now, so congratulations. That was Joe Merck, lives in San Diego. Hope you have a good time. Wonderful city, beautiful women, beautiful weather, and just a lot of trouble you can get into. All right. We got Magnum 1980. We got Sergi from recognize.us. That's recognize.us. And you should check out that website. I met this dude randomly on the street twice. I met him once in Venice and once in Hollywood. I randomly saw this dude. He's a Russian dude, and he now lives in L.A. I think he still lives in L.A. Shout out to you. But he told me how he was going to make a mobile recording studio, and lo and behold, he's done it. So if you go to recognize.us, I thought the thing was cool as shit. And the whole idea that, like, if you want studio time, you can go to where he is, or he can just come to you. And that'd be a cool thing to have if you took, like, a road trip across the country. Just, like, park in random desert parking lots and just record some shit. But check that out. I thought it was fucking dope. I like how it looks really unassuming from the outside, too. All right, it's not like it's some fucking like it looks like some little old school like those trailers that look like mini campers, but like they don't go by themselves, that you have to pull them with a truck or whatever, and they're pretty compact. It looks like that. It's not like he fucking airbrushed the outside and was like let people know it's a studio, which I think is doper because A, people that don't know, they're less likely to steal something from it, and B, it just looks cooler to me. All right, we got Dimitri C. What's up? My man BM Craze. Stay safe, BM Craze. BM Craze is out on the USS Ronald Reagan. The USS Ronald Reagan. I don't know what part of the world that ship is in. I wouldn't be surprised if he doesn't even know what part of the world the ship is in. But BM Craze, Los Angeles native. Shout out to him. All right, we got Ed from Chicago. My man Ed, who bought the new Scrub Life shirt and says it is comfortable as fuck. Comfortable as fuck. And I would have to agree with him. If y'all want to cop that, it's available at my website, wax.com.com. And a lot of people in emails have been asking me about merch. A lot of people have been asking me about merch. And within the next week or two, probably more like 2, I'm going to have a bunch of new shit. I'm going to have like a package that's going to go with this album. And it's going to include a coffee mug, a pack of rolling papers, a pair of wax sunglasses, a copy of my album, and a t-shirt. Hopefully we can get all that shit done in time. It might have to be like right after the album drops, which should already be on sale. It should totally already be on sale, but you know how I am, a fucking dumb. But yeah, the coffee mug's funny. The rolling papers are dope. The sunglasses are way better than you probably think they are. And I'm trying to get the fucking shirts and CDs done. That's actually I already have all the other shit. So I'm gonna do that, and it's gonna be called the Rough Night Recovery Kit. You know what I'm saying? Coffee, weed, and sunglasses or whatever. So it's gonna be called the Rough Night Recovery Kit for Wax's Living Foul album. And I actually, as I've mentioned on previous podcasts, because a lot of people ask me, like I always say that I have like at my house and I have this storage place, I have a bunch of old merch. And once the album's out and I sell a bunch of, I'm trying to push the new merch, I'm going to figure out a way to sell the old shit at a discounted price. Like I used to have these shirts. One was wax. It was like a cassette tape that said wax. One was a vinyl record that said wax. I still have a bunch of those. I got like old shit. I got like ping pong balls and fucking wax red cups, like beer pong sets or whatever. I got so much shit like that I'm going to try to figure out how to have an online yard sale. I don't know exactly how I'm going to do it, but I'm going to figure it out. That might not be for a while, but I'm going to figure it out. All right, we got Joanna S. in Dublin, who recommends the playlist that I made for Spotify. Wait, I don't know what to do anymore. Oh, fuck. God damn it. Hold on one second. Sorry about that. It's kind of funny. It's not really funny, but that was actually because I had some shit I had to do with the exact stuff I was just talking about, trying to get this merch ready. Just having a lot of delays with that shit. Like, it's actually one of the reasons the album has been pushed back is just the physical copies take a while to make. I'm supposed to be getting vinyl for this one, too. That might not come out for a little bit after the album comes out, but, good little amount of merch I'm going to have in the near future. All right, we got Joanna S. in Dublin, who recommends the playlist that I made for Spotify. If you go to the Wax Spotify page, which is kind of confusing because I think it's like multiple Wax Spotify pages now, but whichever one is the main one, I made a playlist on there called like Drive to the Beach or something like that. I haven't even looked at it since I made it. But yeah, check it out. I appreciate you liking that, Joanna S. It's not my music. It's other people's music that I like that I thought was good for a drive to the beach. All right, we got Marco from Canada, a.k.a. Divot, D-I-V-O-T. We got Jesse. That's it, J-E-S-S-E, Jesse. We got Ethan H., who enjoyed the Kiss My Ass section of the last podcast. Forgot about that. I don't know if I should make that maybe a permanent segment. I don't know. Haven't said it yet today. But last but not least, we got the one and only Tara M. All right. So this is kind of a shout out, but this is actually, first of all, my man Chris M. Up in Michigan. Let me start by recommending what he recommended. He recommended John LaJoie. I don't know. I think it's John LaJoie. It's spelled John LaJolie. Jon space L-A-J-O-L-I-E. He was asking me if I had heard of him, and of course I have, man. He's one of the original YouTube viral comedy musicians. If you remember, I'm just a regular, everyday, normal guy. I just fucked up the melody of that, but he's on a TV show now, and Chris M recommends him, and I used to watch his shit all the time. I mean, I'm talking like 2007, I guess, is when he was doing his thing. And I really like that guy. And if you're younger and haven't heard of him, go back and check it out. He has a bunch of big music videos, a bunch of funny music videos, a bunch of just regular non-musical skits that I always thought were underrated. But Chris M also wants to say this. Would you mind asking the podcast listeners to check out the updates I made to waxfans.com? I made it more mobile friendly, and I could really use some feedback about how everything works on everyone's devices. I would also love to hear any other comments or suggestions that your fans might have for the site. So check that out, man. I don't show enough love to Chris M for making that site, man. Waxfans.com. And now he's made it more mobile friendly. He's looking for some feedback. I don't know exactly the best way. Let me pull up the site right now. See if there's some contact or some way you can give him feedback. Okay, let me see. Maybe I didn't want to give out his email address. I mean, I suppose you could send me an email and I could relay it. Oh, you know what? Oh, did this work? Wait, he has a thing called forum, but wait, what is? Okay, yeah, do that. Yeah, I think maybe you should do that. If you click on forum at waxfans.com, it goes to like a Facebook forum site, like a message board. And maybe you should go to that to tell them what you think. There might be further. Oh, did my fucking mouse stop working? Gotta get new batteries in this fucking thing. God damn it. There might be other ways to reach them on there, but you could email me beatsforwax@gmail.com, and I'll relay the message to them. But I think the best way to do it is just to go to the forum page on waxfans.com and let Chris know what you think. So thanks, Chris. I appreciate it, man. All right, we got this is Devin B the G. I think there's a lot of praise and a lot of the questions this week are about my music. I think, if I remember correctly. Hey man, day one listener here. I listen to every podcast. It's my first email though. Got to start with some praise. Fuck it, I'll just read the praise. Got to start with some praise. Just want to say I love the podcast. I check a few times a week for new episodes, even though I know damn well we're lucky to get one every 2 weeks or so. You're definitely my favorite artist, and your albums are the only ones I can say I purchased with real money. Well, that I fucking appreciate, man. And that brings me to my question. Sorry if you've already answered this. I'm normally mad baked when I listen, but I'm sure other listeners would want to know too. Anyways, I was wondering what way would be the best to buy your album so you get the most money? Digitally or physical? By the way, Hypnotic Notes, I appreciate the praise, man. This is Devin B the G, and he's from Ontario, Canada. Wants me to do a show in Buffalo, so if I can't go to Canada. So shout out to you, Devin B the G. As far as which way you would buy my album that I'd get the most money, Dude, the best I the best if you want to help me out, the best way that you could buy my album is when I release the album and I do the thing I was just talking about, the Rough Night Recovery Kit, where I have all that shit, the all the merch. That would be the best way if you wanted to help me to buy my album. If you just wanted the album itself, there's not much difference actually between the amount I would get for digital or physical. So whichever way is more convenient to you. I mean, it doesn't really matter to me, man. It's such an insignificant difference between those two things. But I would appreciate it if you bought it. I definitely get more money if you buy it than if you stream it on Spotify, unless you stream it like a fucking 1,000 times or whatever. So I appreciate you even thinking about that, man. That's what's up, Devin B the G. All right, we got another letter here. We got Brian from Arnold, Maryland. What up, Wax? Been a minute since I've emailed. Hope all is well with you, man. Just had a couple things I wanted to say/ask, and these are all separated into little mini paragraphs. First is a question I've always wondered, but always forgot to ask. As I've said before, I'm a student at Maryland. Just, hold on. Somebody knocking. Yeah, hold on. What? All right, sorry about that. The landlord guy was knocking on the door. Where was I at? This is Brian from Arnold, Maryland. He said he was a student at Maryland. That's the University of Maryland, for you guys who are not familiar with what the name of fucking state universities are. Just curious if the line in Drinker's Anthem referencing Town Hall is about Town Hall out here in College Park. For you guys that don't know what he's talking about, I used to be in this band back in the day called McGregor, and we have albums out if you want to check them. I'm doing a lot of advertising today, goddamn. Check that out. Speaking of advertising, if you want to fucking support the podcast, go to my podcast page, wax.com. Just click on podcasts. And there's a link to go to Amazon. If you want to buy something on Amazon, I get a little thing if you go to Amazon from there. That being said, if you have an ad blocker, supposedly you can't see that shit. So I guess fucking forget about it and just buy some merch or something. Yes, that line in the song Drinker's Anthem by the band McGregor that says we're going to go to Town Hall is referencing the bar Town Hall in College Park, Maryland. I used to live in walking distance from that place, and it was my favorite bar down there, probably for the same reason that I don't like the gym that I go to. I didn't like a lot of the college bars on the other side of town that are by like the frat and sorority area. I like the Town Hall one. I have no idea what College Park is like now. Maybe Town Hall is, maybe everything's different. It's constantly changing. Those college towns, everything changes every year. But back in the day, Town Hall was more for like older people, grimier people, and also hippies. It was kind of considered a hippie bar at that time. So I liked it. All right. Secondly, have you ever been approached to be a ghostwriter for another rapper? You have some of the best lyrics. Oh, I appreciate that, man. I appreciate the praise. No, I've never been approached to be a ghostwriter for another rapper. I've like written songs I've like helped other people write songs and stuff like that. But as far as writing verses for another person, I've never done that. And no, I've never been approached to do that. Not that I can think of. Lastly, I would really appreciate if you gave my buddy Huffy a shout out for his 2 years of sobriety. He is a big fan and actually introduced me to your music way back. I know he would really love to hear a shout out from you. Well, shout out to you, Huffy, and congratulations. That was supposed to be a clap, but I have a mic in my hand, so I hit my other hand against my chest, and it sounded like whatever that sounds like. Sounds like footsteps in a shitty movie. Yeah, so I've never had, no, wait. Well, yeah, shout out to you, Huffy. Congratulations on the 2 years of sobriety, man. I've considered sobriety. I've realized recently that I don't even know, man. I constantly go through this battle in my brain with whether or not I'm an alcoholic, because I certainly have the ability. I have the ability to go ape shit, to go fucking ape shit and just go on benders and not care and drink in tons. But I also have the ability to just quit for little periods of time. And like, I haven't drank in the last 4 days, not even a sip. And it's kind of like, it's kind of like whatever, you know what I mean? So, but I think that's my brain. I think that's my brain saying that because it's giving me the excuse. You know what I mean? Because I certainly drink a lot more than most people, and I drink a lot when I'm by myself, which they say I drink more when I'm by myself than I'm out with a group of people. So they say that that's a sign of it. But hey, fuck do I know? Anyways, can't wait for the album to come out as possible. By the time you read this, it will already be out. So with that said, I'm enjoying listening to it. Except track 9. That one sucks, dude. LOL. As always, keep on keeping on. And I hope the stand-up is going well, and I hope to see you live one day. My best friend just got a job out in L.A., and I'll be visiting him in the spring. So maybe I'll be able to catch a show. That's what's up, Brian. I appreciate that, man. And shockingly to you, I actually read this before the album came out. I'm super caught up with the emails. I'm like 5 days back. Like whatever the most recent shout out I gave was like an email that somebody sent 5 days ago. And that might not sound good to y'all, but it's pretty fucking epic for me. So if I can just keep that up. I think I've been doing the podcast pretty regularly too. So fucking pat myself on the back or whatever you want to do. Yeah, so the fuck? What's my point here? Thanks, Brian. And if you want to email me, beatsforwax@gmail.com. Let's move on. All right. We got the homie Rotten Smoothie. Rotten Smoothie is out of Othello. Yo, Wax, check out J-Rock's new album, 90059. The first track is great. J-Rock spits hot fire. The music to his song Vice City featuring Black Hippie is really cool. I saw that music video, and indeed it is really cool. I highly recommend that. I'm going to fucking listen to that album today. I'm going to listen to that shit today. Everybody keeps talking about how good it is. I'm going to fucking listen to that shit today. And the question is, how do you think Livin' Foul compares to Continue, tone and content-wise? The album. He also said the album may be out by the time you read this, but still. You guys know me too well as far as what I do on the podcast. Livin' Foul is different than Continue. It's shorter. It's not so, like Continue was a lot of shit on there. So this one's a little shorter. Maybe a little darker, but also like a little darker in terms of feel, but lighter in terms of fucking digestibility. Like it's probably with the exception of a couple things. There's definitely some exceptions, but it's not as like, you know, like a song like Straight to Paradise off my last album is a little like heavy. And I don't know that there's stuff that's quite that heavy with the exception of whatever. There's a couple things. It's different though. I don't really know how to explain it. You're just going to have to listen to it, man. Decide for yourself. It's definitely more cohesive than Continue. Definitely more cohesive. Because it's the same producers through and through. And for everybody that's asking, I'm definitely going to do more work with EOM. I know he wasn't on my album that's about to come out, but we're definitely going to do more shit. We're still fucking brothers. You know, we're good to go. And we're going to work on some shit. So, and everybody that's mad at me for that, I apologize. It wasn't some intentional thing. It just happened that way. All right, we got another question. We got Mike from Long Branch, New Jersey. Yo, Wax. First off, I just wanted to say I'm a huge fan. My friend, I appreciate the praise, man. I'm not going to read the praise, but my question for you is, what is Scrub Life Records? Is it a real label you started, or is it just to keep your own music under for copyright purposes or whatever? Would you ever sign an artist/band to your label? Well, the answer to the question of is it a real label you started to keep, or is it just to keep your own music for copyright purposes? Kind of both. It is a real label, and then I did all the paperwork and shit, but I've never signed anybody. So, and would I ever? Probably not, because that would require work. And unless I found somebody that really, really, really was a beast. Plus, the problem with it is like, I don't like it's like, what am I gonna do? Like, it'd be different if I was huge. If I was like, you know, like 50 Cent or Eminem, they all had their own record labels and started signing people. But that's because when they signed somebody, it was fucking national news and it was a big deal, and he could actually put somebody on. If I signed somebody to Scrub Life Records, like I could like put your video on my Facebook page. Like I'm not a ticket. I'm not a ticket to success, man. I'm still trying to keep my own shit going, you know? So I wouldn't sign an artist to a label, to the label. That said, I can't say that I never would. Maybe in a few years I would change my mind on something like that. But yeah, I want to give his band a shout out. He's got a band called Mind Riot, MINDRIOT. So mindriotband.com/music. I guess you could just go to mindriotband.com. But I checked out your music, Mike. Shit is dope. I'm not gonna sign you to Scrub Life Records. But I would recommend people listen to it, man. It's got a cool sound. It's kind of got like a grunge kind of sound to some of the songs, almost like a Soundgarden vibe to it. I know people hate being compared to other bands, but that was my first take on it. But it's cool. Check it out. All right. This is going to be the last email of the day, and I really enjoy this one because this dude, his name's Daniel B. from Barrow and Furnace. That's BARROW-IN-FURNESS. And if you see a name of a town that's like that, you know that it's in the UK. Because that's the kind of names of their towns they got. You know when you're a little kid and you see Robin Hood, the Disney version, or Men in Tights, or the fucking Mel Gibson version, or whoever that was? Doesn't matter. You know when it's like the Forest of Nottingham and Berkshire of Wilming-Smith? Like, those are real towns, man. Those are real towns over there. Take a ride at Barrow and Furnace. And so Daniel B. is from Barrow and Furnace. And his letter reads like the following. All right, you egg-headed twonk. Really good songs. I listen to them sometimes. How you doing? You ever been fucking a lass when she suddenly slid her thumb up your arse? It happened to me the other night. Brilliant. My first podcast recommendation ever, thumb up arse. If not a thumb up the arse, any other weird sexual experiences? My second recommendations are Doug Stanhope and Mitch Hedberg. See you later. Now those are both stand-up comedians for any of you guys who don't know, and they are in fact dope. While we're on this, before I even start talking about my weird sexual experiences, if I have any, I need to see where the fuck this Barrow and Furnace place is. I need to see where exactly on the map this is. What the fuck? Hey. Stop zooming like that. Where the fuck? Oh, this is like... This is kind of very north. Is that? Hold up. Okay, that's very north in the UK. So that's... When you get up there, I mean, he's north of Manchester. So when you get up there, and excuse my ignorance, I'm not going to sit here and tell you I know everything about this place, but I've been through that motherfucker a couple times. I've been through Ireland and Scotland and the UK a couple times, and the most notable time was when I did a show in Edinburgh in Scotland, and Glasgow in Scotland. Glasgow, we stayed there for like 3 days, had a crazy time there. We spent Halloween there. It was fucking crazy. I swear to God, like, especially in Edinburgh, like, I didn't even know what the fuck. Wait, didn't we even go north of that? We didn't. We went north of that too, I think. God, this shit was so beautiful up there, man. This shit was so fucking beautiful. I really need to get out and travel more. I'm all talking about traveling to Nashville. Fuck that. I need to go to fucking further away than that. That said, it's a lot of world. It's only so much time you have on it. So you got to just go to some spots. But we had so much fun in Glasgow. What a great place. And if you go to like a pub in Glasgow, I swear to God, it's like the way Jamaica is, where like, they're kind of speaking English, but you can't fucking understand what they're saying. And you get up there, it's like that. And as you drive south through the United Kingdom and enter England, as they would call it, You enter England. When you get to the top of England, still has some crazy accent shit. Still has some crazy, almost Scottish influence. I mean, this is the way that I saw it. You know, when you get down to the south and you get to like London and shit, it's a little bit more understandable to an American. But like them cats up there, where you're at, where the fuck was he at again? Barrow and Furnace. They might. That's why it probably says arse. I don't know if everybody over there says arse. What the fuck am I talking about? Fucking a lass. Lass. That's what he calls a girl. A lass. A lass. What are you, a lord? There's lasses and lords. You're a lord. When you're a lord and you're fucking a lass, and she suddenly put her thumb up your ass. It would have been nice if it rhymed, but it doesn't, because it suddenly put her thumb up your arse. Now, have I had any weird sexual experiences? I have. I have had weird sexual experiences. I've had a wide variety of them. That said, like I said, my mother listens to this podcast, and these are the kind of things that I like to sort of not mention. That said, I mean, I got to say something. I mean, ask me about weird sexual experience. I had a run-in once at a bar in Chicago where it was a girl that I had just met, and it was last call at the bar, and we were getting along well. We ended up going to the bathroom, and we had sex in the bathroom. And now I'm just picturing my mom listening to this and thinking that I'm a slime ball. But I'm not. Or maybe I am. But I'm old now, so you got to accept. Like, you can't teach an old dog new tricks. You can't teach an old slime ball how to wipe the slime off. You know what I mean? So, yeah, it was just weird because the bar closed, and we were the only people left in the bar, and the bar owner went into the bathroom and yelled and fucking chewed us out. So that was kind of interesting and fun. I had other weird sexual experiences too, but, you know, if only my mom didn't listen to this podcast, I would get a little bit crazier on the sexual shit. I don't really care about the drugs. I don't really care about the alcohol, cussing, the opinions, any like fucking opinion I have that would be different than hers, whether it be about religion or whatever. Like, I don't really care about that. But, Mom, if you're listening, you definitely prevent me from being completely open about wild sexual experiences I might have had on this podcast. Maybe in the future I'll let that go. When I make music, I don't give a fuck. I'll say anything in the music about stuff that happened to me. But right now, it's just gotten into my brain, you know, and I don't want to get an email from my mom telling me advice about what I should have done to that girl when she stuck her thumb in my ass. I don't want to get that email from my mother. Just don't want to get it, you know? She sent me I don't know. I haven't got one in a while, and I don't respond to them anymore. When my mom sends me her basically review and thoughts after listening to one of my podcasts, I just don't respond. I'm trying to encourage her not to send me those emails. But hey, I'm a public figure, I suppose. I put myself out there. I put myself out there in the public to be exposed and listened to on interwebs. So that's just how it's going to be. Anything else I got to say this week? I appreciate you guys. Let me just give you a real quick message of appreciation. Everybody that listens to this podcast, man, I really appreciate it. I'm trying to step up my podcast game in the future. As you see, I've been pretty consistent the last couple weeks. And not only am I trying to be consistent, but I think in the near future, I'm going to try to do a little bit more shit that's like this. Maybe some short video shows that are podcast-esque. I got a bunch of ideas for them. I'm just, you know, I think that the free time that I will need to do some of these things will be available coming up. And I'm just going to do that, make some more fucking music like I always do, make some more podcasts. I got a bunch of ideas for stuff I want to do in the comedy world. Been doing stand-up, going to open mics, which are fucking If you start doing stand up, y'all, if you go to open mics, especially in Los Angeles, like if you go to an open mic where every single person in the crowd is a comedian too, and when you look out, everybody's looking at their phones and thinking about what they're gonna say. Like you can't judge your material based on that. Don't think that something's bad or good because of them. If you say anything dirty, all those idiots will laugh. And if you say anything that's like interesting and insightful, or thoughtful, they probably didn't pay attention hard enough, or they just think it's lame or whatever it is. And then you go say it in front of a crowd of regular people, they'll fucking die laughing. So that's my little comedy tip of the day. And just to let y'all know what my plans are, I'll fucking tell you what my plans are. My plan is this. I'm not trying to be a stand-up comedian per se. I'm trying to learn how to do stand-up comedy so I can make my own fucking show. Not a TV show. I'm talking about a special. I'm going to have songs and jokes. And it's going to be fucking pertinent. It's going to be fucking thought-provoking. And it's not going to be fucking dumb shit, man. I go to these fucking comedy clubs, man. And what people got to understand about comedy, what people got to understand about music, it's just as important in each one. The most important thing that you can possibly have. I mean, you know, there's always exceptions in music, but this is especially true in comedy. The most important thing you can possibly have in comedy is originality. And I go to these places and like there's just all these like white dudes who talk about meaningless shit. They got jokes about Harry Potter. They got jokes about pop culture bullshit. They got jokes that like demean celebrities or whatever. And maybe those guys can get a job as a writer on TMZ, something like that. But there are so many of these dudes, and you just look at them, you're like, even though this guy just made me laugh a little bit, like, who is this guy? Why would I care about this guy? And you'll see somebody afterwards that may not get enough laughs, but they open up and you see who they are, and they're not like anybody you've seen before. And immediately you say, oh, this person has a shot. This person could be something. Fuck, another audio error. But yeah, so that's my thoughts on that. The most important thing you can possibly do, and this is especially true in this day and age, man. If you're a fucking rapper, you know how many other people are rappers? A fucking lot, man. A fucking lot. So you got to do something new. Or you maybe do something old, but if something that nobody's doing right now. And you got to be original, man. And that said, be safe out there.